This time, I'm ready for you to laugh at me instead of with me. I've pulled a throwback, embarrassing story out of the woodworks for you guys today. My hope is that, in sharing it with you, I can help some unsuspecting young person learn a lesson that could save them some embarrassment. This is about a date. Not really a date, but a tragic miscommunication with a side of heartbreak and cringiness. Picture this. I was probably around 20. Young, hopeful, still believing that any mildly flirty conversation meant that true love was around the corner. And I had a crush. A big one. This was a long crush. I'm talking months, maybe even more than a year of liking someone from afar. Then as their somewhat friend, gushing over how hot and amazing they are and how I would really make the best girlfriend ever for them. Yeah, that was me. Delulu, but genuine. Let's call him Zach. Because that was his name. Zach was charming, cool, and athletic. My friends and his friends were friends, and my tiny but not so secret crush on him had been marinating for quite some time. Zach and I flirted in group hangouts before. I mean, at least that's what I would call it. He'd tease me, compliment some of my outfits. Once, he walked me home because I had too much special punch at a frat party, and I lost my other friends in the crowd. Definitely some flirting, or so I thought. When he texted me a random weeknight and asked me if I wanted to get dinner together, I literally squealed out loud, like a little girl or even a little pig on a farm. This was it. The moment had come. The start of our very cute, happy little life and relationship had arrived. Excited isn't a big enough word to describe how I felt, but you get the picture. I answered way too quickly and then spent way too much time getting ready. Like, way too much time. I went for the casual jeans and a top look, but changed the top about 7 times until I found the right one. Then I curled my hair, but in a way that it looked like my hair hadn't been curled. You know, effortless. But with effort. A lot of effort. Okay, back to the good stuff. Or bad stuff, depending on how you look at it. We met at this casual burger joint that was popular back then. I mean, we were 20, what did you expect? Things were going great. We laughed, we talked, he complimented my necklace. It seemed so natural. I remember texting one of my friends from the bathroom telling her how he seemed so into me. I was giddy. In retrospect, I was a little stupid, but we'll get to that. So we're 30 minutes into this date. 30 minutes into me daydreaming about my future with Zach and all of its potential. Then he drops the bomb. So, like, your friend Jess, she's single, right? Jess. My new friend Jess, who I met in anatomy class, who I brought out a time or two and introduced to my friends. Jessica, single Jessica. I blinked a few times, forced a smile, and said, yeah, she's single. Why do you ask? Zach leaned back and shot me his award-winning smile. She's pretty cool, you know? Super chill and funny. I feel like we might vibe. I could have recovered here. I had a small fleeting window where I could have made a witty comment and refocused the conversation back to our potential. After all, we were having fun. I had the ability to turn his mind towards this instead of that with Jessica. But I didn't. I sat there for a second too long in silence, which allowed him to begin a 20-minute conversation picking my brain about how he could ask Jessica out. He literally asked, "Do you think she'd be into me?" as I sat across from him, trying not to drown myself in my own milkshake. The worst part? I answered him. I sat there like some heartbroken dating coach, giving him tips on how to talk to my friend while I low-key died on the inside. The night ended with a platonic walk home, obviously, and a hug goodbye. Emotional damage, score 10 out of 10. Then I got the cherry on top the next morning. A text from Zach saying that he had fun, we should hang again soon, and to make sure I mention him to Jess the next time I see her. Yeah, okay. Now, I will say that I obviously told Jess, she was my friend after all, and to her credit, she never went for it. Not out of pity for me, but because Zach really wasn't her type. So that threw me a bone. But the lesson? Oh, there was definitely a lesson. Just because someone gives you attention doesn't mean they have intentions. If you want something, you have to ask. Never make assumptions and ask questions to clarify. Trust me, you're only saving yourself time, energy, and a potential waste of emotions. Also, let's look back. Did Zach flirt with me? Sure, but he flirted with most females within a 10-foot radius. He had a charming personality, it was just who he was. He would probably flirt with his barista, the professor, and your grandma if the environment was right. Plus, at 20, I thought someone asking me to grab food was a date. That isn't a date. Phrasing is important. Don't assume any hangout is a date. Plus, we split the bill. Call me old-fashioned, but that's a definite sign of a platonic hangout to me. I did not, in fact, marry Zach. We kissed once on a night out a year later, and it wasn't all that great, so the crush fizzled and died. But I did get a funny story, a solid milkshake, and a few life lessons out of it. Never assume the date is a date unless the word date is said out loud. And that's all I have today on clarity, confidence, and cringe. Thanks for watching, and stay sane out there.